how we developed our performance series story in 2019 and how we're gonna continue it in 2020. We'll start with a movie which will summarize our performance series success of 2019 because amongst other things, also thanks to you, it was a success story in 2019. So let's go right to it.
Everybody loves television, so buying a TV should be fun. But with so many features, so much technology, and so many options, buying a TV for many customers had become confusing, overwhelming, and complicated. So last year, we released the Philips Performance Series, a model with flagship-level specs without the flagship-level price. And from PR to packaging, advertising to in-store displays, we designed it all to make choosing a new TV a whole lot easier and a whole lot more fun. The results surprised even our biggest optimists. The European press published us in a whopping 3,000 articles. We picked up thousands of online views and went on to win more than 15 awards across Europe. But the best part? The reaction from our television buying customers.
Guys, oh mijn god, kijk hoe groot deze tv is.
Thousands of new customers took our great new TV home, increasing sales by over 75%. That's great news for TP Vision, great news for Philips, great news for our dealer partners, and great news for the most important people of all, our TV buying customers.
So thank you very much for over 15 awards which we gathered in Europe during last year for the performance series. The whole project was a success both in terms of PR recognition and in terms of sales. The sale number is when we compared second half of 2018, so before performance series launch into the market, with the second half of 2019 sell-in, meaning invoiced to customers, so we really also ranked up the sales numbers. You are all experts here in this room, but for regular customers, all those technologies, they are many times way too complicated and they have other priorities in their lives, like small children or starting a family or studying, than on focusing just on purchasing the TV and gathering all that knowledge which we already have and which we value very much. So we aimed with the one project, or with the performance series project, to simplify the buying journey for the customer. And that's why we created this claim of the one to watch. And we would like to explain now what we mean by performance series. So it's not the most affordable TV on the market. It's not the cheapest. So basically it's not the flagship, it's not the cheapest model, but it's the middle ground, it's the most reasonable one. And what do we understand by, why do we think so? We have 4 reasons to believe. So there are 2 internally developed reasons, which is Ambilight, which is the most unique TV feature on the market still, and P5 Perfect Processing Engine, which is our internally developed picture processing. You will hear more about this in Danny's room, of course. 2 other pillars on which we based this project was Android TV as the best smart TV operating system on the market. More than 5,000 apps, thousands of developers worldwide being capable of developing for this operating system, with over 85% of mobile devices worldwide working on Android. That's a powerful ecosystem, and we are part of it. Then we partnered up with Dolby to implement Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos into our products. And those are the pillars on which we base our performance series stories. We could talk long about each of the pillars, but this year we want to make it all about Ambilight. So we will move to the next presentation, next slide, and we will now focus on the Ambilight pillar. So we talk over the years that Ambilight is really this immersive viewing experience, that this is what it brings to the table. But it's hard to deliver this story, especially on the store level, where we have brightly lit environments. And even now here in this room we have quite powerful Ambilight system, but with such lighting you basically almost don't see the difference it brings. So what we did here is we did the optimal living room for Ambilight, and we would like to show you a sample of very nice content from Disney Plus, which is this online streaming service which just has been launched in US, in Netherlands since November, and just yesterday I heard announcements about it coming to more Western European countries in March this year, and further rollouts will happen also in summer. So one of the best things about Disney is that it brings the Star Wars content, and one of the very best things about especially the old movies on Disney Plus is that they are available in the highest possible quality on the market. So basically the new movies have been released on 4K Blu-rays with HDR, but the old Star Wars movies not. So we will watch a fragment of Phantom Menace, which will come in Dolby Vision, in surround sound, so you'll be able to enjoy the Star Wars experience at its best. I will also adjust this lamp because I see that something went wrong with it, so you get a proper experience there as well. So please pay attention to the fact that Ambilight will be in gaming mode, so it will react very fast to what's happening on the screen, and it is connected to Hue lights via Ambilight plus Hue. And so we are not using Hue Sync box, and please take in mind that this content is in Dolby Vision. Please pay attention how well it works just on our setup. Well, first I need to probably rewind to the proper section of the movie. Start here. I'll make it a bit loud for a moment, so please bear with me, but we want to show you the power of the soundbar. Also, please take in mind that this is 78 inches 7304, so it's a VA panel, so please gather as much as possible in the center. We all know that VA panels are angles dependent, so people who are sitting at the edges have different experience than people who are at the center of the TV.
This one is anti-code.
Alexa, turn off the lights.
Okay.
Jam the doors.
Now, Viceroy, we will discuss a new treaty.
Yes, we have power. Shields up. Take this. This.
Oops. We're losing power. There seems to be a problem with the main reactor.
Impossible. Nothing can get through our shield.
That's Daddy.
Okay.
So, overall, quite quintessential Star Wars experience, I think. It was not only powerful sound, but also light show provided by Ambilight and the finest PQ available on the market in terms of Dolby Vision. So, yeah, hope that shows how immersive experiences we can bring to the market with Ambilight. Yeah, and that's the most unique feature. And as I mentioned at the beginning, the content was in Dolby Vision. So our friends from Signify, used to be called Philips Lighting, have recently introduced to the US market, as you have probably heard, the Hue Sync box. It's a $300 value of the box itself, $100 for each of the Hue Play lights, which is supposed to mimic Ambilight experience, and they are not even getting the functionality which we are able to provide with the Ambilight Plus Hue app, which is built into the TV. So we are able to provide $600 value basically, or even more, just out of the box from our TVs. And they come at the same price usually as for our comparable products from our competitors. So that was the Immersive Ambilight with Ambilight Plus Hue, so no Hue Sync in this demo. And we shall move to the short gaming demonstration how Ambilight can improve gaming as well. So we have a Forza Horizon demo. Alexa, turn off the lights.
Okay.
I'll not go deeper into the demo here, but just wanted to show you. Games are of course very colorful, very dynamic usually, and they can provide awesome experience together with Ambilight. And if you have proper environment, meaning a white wall or at least bright wall, and the TV is pulled away from the wall by a proper wall mount, at least 15-20 centimeters, then you're getting a really nice Ambilight experience. So that is gaming with Ambilight. Alexa, turn on the lights.
Okay.
And the next session starts 9:45 for you. Right? Yeah, so you have still short time. And I was thinking there was some update coming, but no, we don't want to update BIOS right now. So Ambilight changes everything, and we also like to explain that we change a lot with Android TV. So already last year and the next year even more so, more brands will come with Android TVs to the market. So some people might wrongfully think that whether you buy an Android TV from brand A to brand B, that doesn't matter. It does matter, and it changes a lot, because on top of the core Android TV operating system, we can add a lot more. So basically there are features which, yeah, please, if we could not have people walking in and out, thank you very much. And please don't continue discussions in the background. If you want to join, please join, but please don't do second discussions in the background. So we have a Google Assistant as a feature which is part of the stock Android TV software, but still within Google Assistant on Android TV, we can build additional custom actions on the device. We will speak more about that in the second half of this year, but there are things which you can develop particularly for your Android TV device, which won't be available on any other sets. Chromecast is pretty much the same everywhere, but I'm sure when Stadia will come in, there will also be differences there. And thirdly, works with Alexa, for example. Functionality is something which we developed completely in-house for our TVs. This is absolutely not something coming out of the box for Android TVs in general. Same for Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and this is a feature which we added on top of core Android TV stack, and absolutely not all Android TVs are Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos compatible. So, bottom line of this slide is that it does matter from which brand you're buying an Android TV. We are in Android TV business from the start. By now we tend to say that we know how to do them properly. We're not rushing software updates. We're waiting for the next version to become stable. So we'll not rush to Android 10 when it will become available for Android TV. We'll wait till we will be sure that it's stable Some of the brands had experienced this last year when they rolled out the new version of Android TV and then they needed to do a rollback because the system was becoming unstable. We didn't have such a situation during the last 3 years. I would now like to focus on the elegant design. So we improved the design of the 8505. So of the performance series in 2020, it is called 8505. You can see the core design here on this slide, and the main design you will see just behind you. So I would kindly ask you to refocus for a moment on the TV right behind you, because that's where the design will be. We'll show them and I will explain the differences. So, excuse me, I'll stand just here. So basically, in 2019, when we introduced the performance series, it was very low-lying design. So it was like just 2 centimeters above the distance between the table and the bottom of the bezel was just 2 centimeters. And this year it's 7 centimeters. So we increased the height to make it easy for people to place soundbar in front of it. And we did some other smaller tweaks, like moving the logo from the stand to the bezel, and we also adjusted a little bit the IR sensor, which now more blends into the TV bezel. So basically, it's an evolution of the performance series design, not revolution. And if we would now turn back your eyes to the TV, I could explain a bit about the one coming in different screen sizes. 3 minutes we should have, I guess, yeah. Okay. It's coming in different versions and with, depending on whether they have matte finishing of the stand or they have QWERTY or non-QWERTY remote controls. We went from the silver remote control in 2019 to the black remote control, which is heavier, has processing which looks like brushed aluminium. So overall it's a more premium feeling of the remote control. Please take your time, maybe during the break, and if you'd like, you can shoot the photos for the remote control. I will not dwell much more on the details. I could tell a story about the packaging, but it's quite obvious, and I'm not sure if it's that important for you as press. I'll just mention that we also improve some internal technical parameters. So the panel brightness goes up from 350 nits to 400 nits. The color space goes from 75% DCI-P3 to 90% DCI-P3. And I've explained the soundbar friendly stand design and remote control, new remote control design. So overall, we are developing the performance series story, and we would appreciate your support next year as well in delivering this message about this product to the market. We really do think, honestly, that this is the most reasonable product. If you're on a budget, if you don't plan to spend a few thousand euros or pounds on the most expensive TVs, and you need to work within the budget, this is really the most reasonable choice out there, we believe. We also use in this demo PB603, which is the Dolby Atmos soundbar. Also one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable, Dolby Atmos soundbar on the market. So you experience it yourself in the Star Wars. So we recommend to keep your attention on this product this year as well. It has height speakers, 3.1 system, 320 watts of power. And in the room at the end of the room, we have PB405, which is a new announcement. Our very first smart soundbar under the TP Vision group. It has Google Cast built in with far-field microphones. It has Chromecast music built in, and it has audio, Apple AirPlay 2 built in also for audio only. So it's actually quite a hub, multimedia hub. It has HDMI ARC, 120 watts, 2.1 system. Nicely blends into the whole story. And now, if you'd follow me to the end of the room, I know, please take a seat at the couch who can. And I will need to join you there for a short demo. what we have here in this room is 43-inch 7304 IKEA lights and IKEA smart blind, an Xbox One X. It is supposed to be a student's apartment, so it's a very cozy, tiny place. The student was on a budget, so he bought IKEA lights, not Hue, and the smallest version of the one. Though you have to have your life priorities straight, so he also got Xbox One X, of course, and IKEA smart blind for 100 euros. But he also got our soundbar, and he can control the small living room space via the soundbar. So, for example, to start things, he could say, "Okay, Google, turn on the room."
Sure, turning on 4 things.
So it's booting everything up, booting the lights, the TV, the Xbox. 2 minutes. And then once he launched it, he can also launch games this way. So he could say, "Okay, Google, start Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox."
Sure, launching on Xbox.
So you can even hear a bit of sound of the soundbar. "Okay, Google, mute the soundbar." Did I trigger somebody? But basically you can control also now launching games from Xbox this way, and then after playing for a while he should go to actually do some studying, and he has a project about International Space Station and Earth's orbit, and then he could say, "Okay, Google, show me the view from the orbit."
Okay, showing view from the International Space Station.
So this is a pre-recorded clip, but you can actually get live streams also from NASA, from the International Space Station. The blind is closing, and now our only view to the world is through the window of International Space Station. So after enjoying the music for a while, he reminded himself about the times he spent at a music festival called Red Rocks. So in order to dwell on these memories, he could say, "Okay, Google, festival time." "Okay, Google, reset demo." So, that was the PB405 controlling the whole smart home environment. As you can see, it can nicely blend in. Actually, it's also the way I believe implementing far field in a smart home environment is the best way. So implementing it in a smart speaker or in a soundbar, I think is much better than on the TV, because then you can control stuff when the TV is in standby mode, or you can just play music on the soundbar. It's much more energy efficient as well. So, thank you very much for your attention. So sorry for being late today in the morning, and hope you will still enjoy our show. Thank you.